Hello there, it's Jim here from beststayhomejobs.com. Today I was talking to a friend of mine, DJ. Hello, DJ. And he was asking me how to use a robot for trading cryptocurrencies. And the robot that I'm reviewing today is one that I've been using for the past 6 weeks, and I'm using it to do little micro trades of cryptocurrencies. So I'm kind of trading in small amounts and making small little bits of profit on each one. And it's doing it all day long, 24/7 for me. And I've had pretty good success with it so far. So here I am sharing it with you and, of course, with DJ. So anyway, first, before we get started having a look at the CryptoHopper robot, what I wanted to do is show you the power of compounded daily interest. So basically, what we're shooting for here is about 1% per day, every day, and reinvesting our profits for a whole year at just 1% profit. Now, as an example, I've started this one off that you can see on my screen here at $1,000. So let me just switch off my camera because you don't need to see me. Alright, so here we are again. I've actually changed this to 3 years because I think it's a lot more impressive. Alright, so imagine that we're starting off with $1,000 and we want to grow that $1,000 by reinvesting anything that we make on that $1,000. So if it's Monday today and I put in $1,000 and I start buying some cryptocurrencies and I get an average of 1% combined within 24 hours or just after 24 hours, one day, and I would grow that $1,000 to $1,010. Okay, because 1% of $1,000 is $10. Okay, so on the Tuesday, I would be playing with $1,010, and obviously my goal is to turn that into another 1% profit for the next day, for the Wednesday. So that would be approximately another $10 and something cents per that 24 hours, because that would be the 1% of $1,010. Okay, so let's calculate this. So here is our daily interest rate in percentage. There's the 1%. Length of the term in days. I can put a week in there. I could put a month or a year. I put 3 years in because I want to scroll right down and see how much we'll have after 3 years. But I'll also show you how much we will make after a week, after a month, after 3 months and 6 months, and then a year. Okay, so we're going to reinvest the whole amount, 100%, every single day, and we are compounding it. That is how we will grow our $1,000 exponentially, and we will get the most out of that $1,000. Okay, so we're going to include weekends as well in the calculation because cryptocurrency trading goes for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, so that's the beauty of this. You wouldn't be able to do that with stock markets because they're Monday to Friday only and they have opening and closing times. All right, so $1,000, 1%, 1,095 days, which is 3 years, 100% reinvested, and including the weekend, so 7 days a week there. Let's click on calculate and have a look at the results. All right. According to this calculation, your principal amount grew to, the principal being $1,000, $53,939,370 after 3 years. That's assuming we get 1% every single day. You won't always get 1% per day. Sometimes you won't get anything. But sometimes you'll be getting more than 1%. So if you average it all out, 1% is kind of a good target to go for. Okay, so first let's have a look how much we have made in just 1 week from this $1,000. Let's see if we can scroll down here. We have grown our $1,000 by $72 in profit over the week. So as you can see here, our first time profit is that $10. All right. And then we're reinvesting this $1,010 the next day into our trading, and we are now profiting at another $10.10 on day 2. And as you can see, it grows slightly every day because our principal amount is also growing. So 1% of 1,000 equals 1,010. 1% of 1,010 equals 1,020 and 10 cents. So it keeps growing like that. You keep reinvesting 7 days a week, just shooting for 1% per day. Of course, it is possible to make more than 1% per day. And it is also possible to make 0%, okay, because maybe nothing happens. Maybe everything goes into the red for the day, all right? And that does sometimes happen. You just have to be patient and wait for it to come back up again. All right, so let's continue down to the 30-day mark, which is 1 month. And all right, there we are. All right. By 30 days, from that first $1,000, we are now making around $13 profit per day. And that has grown our principal $1,000 up to $1,347. So that would be $347 profit in 1 month from that original $1,000. Quite interesting, quite impressive, right? Okay, so shall we have a look at the 2-month mark? All right, let's scroll down to the 2-month mark, which is 60 days. Went too far there. All right, here we are, 60 days in, 2 months in. Now, by this point, you've obviously paid for the robot, and that will cost $49 for the robot and $10 a month for the signals that are sent to the robot, which tells the robot when to buy certain coins and when to sell them. Okay, so after 60 days, as you can see, we are now making about $18 per day profit, and that is still just 1% of this amount here, which is just growing. Okay, and we are up about $800 profit. So minus your fees for your robot and your signals and your trading fees on the trading exchange, you are going to end up with about $1,700. So that would be your principal amount, $1,000, your $700 would be pure profit. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to keep reinvesting this amount. We're not going to take any out. We're going to keep on going because leaving it all in gives you the most growth, the most exponential growth. Okay, so let's scroll down now to 3 months, which is 90 days. As you can see, we are now up to around $24 per day profit. And we are now up to, after 90 days, $2,448. So that is a total profit of $1,448 minus your expenses. You know, you've got your robot for 3 months coming out of that. You've got your signals for 3 months coming out of that. So that's, we're talking 50, 50, and 50, which is 3 months of the robot, plus 30. So it's about $180 to knock off this here, plus your trading fees, which are minuscule. Okay, so we're 3 months in. We're over $1,300 in profit from something that is easy to set up and it runs on autopilot. All right, you don't have to be sitting at your computer. You don't have to look at it all the time. You just leave it running once you've set it up. And I will show you all of that later. Let's skip forward to 6 months, because I'm sure you're gagging to know. All right, 6 months is around 182 days. And let's have a look. All right, 182 days. We are now making $60-ish per day. And our total principal amount has grown to $6,116. Don't forget, you've got to knock off your 6 months of robot fees. You have to pay $49 a month for that, plus your $10 for the signals. And you would take that out of there. Okay, so what are we talking? We're talking about 5,000, nearly 5,000, 4,700-ish in profits. You can use a calculator and work that out yourself. All right, so that's after 6 months. Just the 1% per day reinvested daily. All right, so let's have a look at what the 1 year mark gets us. This is assuming 1% every day on average. Let's have a look for 365 days. Here we are. That's after 1 year. We are now making $374 every single day. And we are making that from that initial $1,000 and just making 1% per day on average. And as you can see, our principal amount has grown exponentially. We've turned $1,000 into $37,783. Take away the expenses, which is the robot at around $50 a month, plus the signals, which makes $60 a month in total, plus the trading fees, which is minuscule, and you've got at least $35,000 profit from your original $1,000. So how does that sound? Turning $1,000 into around $35,000 profit, pure profit. And obviously you don't have to stop there. You don't have to stop after a year. You can just keep going. You can actually decide to start taking out 10% per day. I mean, you could start taking out $37 per day or something. Start taking out $100 per day at this point, and your amount is still going to grow. But just for the purposes of this demonstration, let's keep going. Let's go to see what we will have made after 2 whole years. So we look for 730 days down here. Look at our amounts growing massively. We're up to $1,000 a day already after 400 and something days. All right, let's find our 730 days mark, which is 2 years. All right. 730, where is it? There. All right. After 3 years, 2 years. After 2 years, there's your 2 years, 730 days. We are now making $14,000 every single day. What could you do with that money? You know, I would be taking out, I'd be taking out maybe around $12,000 per day at this point. I would start taking out a lot more money because I want to safeguard that money for other things. Then I would reinvest that money in things like mutual funds, maybe the stock market. I would diversify, okay? So let's have a look at the total amount after 2 years. Total amount per day we're making, $14,134 every single day. And it goes up slightly every day, as you can see. The total now is this. What's that? That is $1,427,593 for just 2 years from $1,000. Take off your expenses. Remember your 49-ish, 50-ish dollars plus your 10-ish dollars per month. Take off your expenses for 2 years for that once every month. It's still going to be a huge number here. All right? It's not even going to be $7,000 for your expenses at this point. Nowhere near. All right? So anyway, I'm sure you want to know what 3 years is going to look like. Now, that's assuming you are leaving everything in and not taking anything out. So let's scroll down to the 1,095 days mark. These numbers are getting really phenomenal right now. As you can see, day 1,095, that's 3 years. We are now making this amount per day. What is that? That is a huge number every day. Yeah, that's $5 million every day. 5,300,000. Oh, hang on. I think I've got my numbers there. Yeah, I've got my numbers mixed up here. Oh yes, apologies. It's $534,000 per day. That's $500,000 per day after 3 years from that original $1,000 at just 1% profit per day. Now, imagine it's not going to be as good as 1% a day. Maybe some days you're only getting 0.5%. Maybe some days you're getting 0.25%. Maybe some days you're getting a negative number. It can happen. And you have to factor in that can happen. So that's why I have averaged it out at just 1%, because with what I've been doing with the robot for the past few weeks is I've been making more than 1% per day. Some days I've been making 1.6%, 1.7%. Okay, so these numbers could be, in a perfect world, a lot bigger. All right, but they could be a little bit smaller as well. But let's have a look. If we go back and we say that things haven't really gone as well as 1% per day, let's see what 0.5% profit per day would do for us in 3 years. Let's recalculate this, and there's the number. All right, so there is $2,350,410. So it's $2.3 million there after 3 years. Okay, that is still a staggering number when you started off with 1,000%. And that is from just 0.5% profit per day. All right, so there you can see our first day with 0.5% profit, we made $5. So our $1,000 turned into $1,005. All right, so I think that's enough of an explanation about compound interest, compounded profits, and how much you can make from it. Now, let's also take a look at what kind of results we would get from just $100. Let's go back to 1%, and let's go for 1,095 days, which is 3 years. All right, calculate. All right, that is an incredible number after 3 years from $100. All right, that's 5,393,557, and that is phenomenal. All right, so look at that. From the $100, you start off slowly. You're making $1 a day, and it's taking you a long time to reach $2 a day, and then $5 a day, and then $10 a day. Okay, so I mean, it's going to take you, all right, it's going to take you 233 days to reach your first $10 day, and you've 10x'd your money there after 233 days. You've turned $100 into $1,015. Now, don't forget, you've got to take your fees off this, and you've got to take off your expenses for the bot. All right. So I recommend starting with a bit more than 100. I suppose you could start with $100 to test it out for a month, just to make sure it's working, and you're making like an average of 1% per day. If you're making a little bit less, that's all right. If you're making more, that's excellent. All right, so anyway, what I've got to do now is show you the robot. All right, so I told you that I'd show you the inside of the robot. Right now, it's doing currently, it's got 15 positions, which means it's bought 15 lots of different coins. And I've set it up to buy around $11 of cryptocurrency every time it buys. So what happens is the robot receives signals from somebody who is very good at chart analysis. There's a team of people, and they send signals to you after you've subscribed to them. And that is what you pay your $10 for per month. Okay, so well worth it. And the robot itself costs $49 a month. And I do believe there is a more, expensive package at $99 a month. But I don't think you honestly need that. The $99 a month package allows you to trade with up to 75 different cryptocurrencies. And it also allows you more flexibility and leeway. But this works great on the $49 per month package, and it's good enough for me. In fact, in maybe about 6 months from now, I might consider upgrading to the 99 package just to see if I'm making a lot more money with it. So anyway, $49 a month for the robot and $10 for the signals. So we're talking about $59 a month. And what I do is I use my PayPal to pay for it. I don't touch any of my cryptocurrency money because obviously, as we discussed already, it's better for compounding if you don't take out any profits at all, to begin with especially. All right, so anyway, as you can see, this is Quantum, which it bought 16 hours ago, and it was actually in the red until about an hour ago, and it's come back up into the green. That will happen. You can buy and things will go into the red. Don't panic, just leave it, and it will come back. Once Bitcoin itself comes back up, it pulls up the prices of the other cryptocurrencies. Obviously, when Bitcoin drops like this, you'll have a lot of things going into the red. It is essential that you don't panic if this happens with this coming down here like that, and you see everything go to 5%, 10%, 15% in the red. You only lose money if you panic and you sell everything. You lose whatever is in the red here. Okay, so if I was to panic now and sell everything, I wouldn't be 1% up in profits. I'm going to be maybe 15% down in profits. As you can see, this one here has been going 6 days and it's 15% down. Once upon a time, I would have panicked because that's $162 there. And right now, that 15% under is $25 if I was to sell it now. But I'm not going to sell it because I'm not crazy. All right. So I'll just close that. I'll just be patient with this. I'll wait for it. even if I have to wait for a month. I will wait for this to come back up into the green, and it will, because Bitcoin price will go up and down, and that will go back up into the green. So that's my worst one at the moment, and I'm not even slightly worried about it. I'm just annoyed that I have to wait for it. All right. So that's $162 worth of BTS coin there. And I have to wait for that to come back up into the green. All right. So while that's all happening, I've got all of these other little trades going on, $10, $12, $15, and they're making me little 1%, 2% profits every single day. So what I want to do now is I want to show you my trade history. As I mentioned, I've been going with this since the 22nd of October, and you will see that I've been making consistent profits ranging from just over 0.2 to 1.6%, and sometimes more every trade. Now, when you add all of these up, all these little micro trades, some of them take minutes, some of them take days, some of them take a few hours. Okay, when you add them all up, your profits are growing daily. I think I've got all of them listed there. All right. So as you can see, sometimes, I'm making little profits of 0.63, like this one here. I remember this. That was an $11 trade, so I bought in at $11 and maybe $11.10, and I made around 30 cents profit with that. So add that on, and maybe it just took a few hours to do that one. This one here, 4.52%, not bad. The $13 trade there, I believe it was $12.50 that I bought in. I really can't remember. It'll be somewhere on this page. I think that was $12.50 I bought in at. Which coin was that? BNT. And it went up 4.52%, and then it sold using the trailing stop loss, which I'll tell you about later. So that will have been about 70 or 80 cents, US cents, in profit, added to my $12.50. Okay, so as you can see, lots of those little trades added up every day, over time, multiple trades per day, sometimes trading the same coin 3 or 4 times in one day. Small amounts, and we can see that mostly I'm in the green, I'm in profit for every single trade, and I do have a couple that are in the red that I sold manually. Okay, and this trailing stop loss one here is due to slippage. So I bought $30 and 78 worth of cryptocurrency on this trade, and it got to the trailing stop loss point, which was 1.2%, and then it went down, but it went too fast down for the robot to sell it with a profit. So this is the only one that I've actually sold with a trailing stop loss, and it hasn't managed to make a profit. And that's one out of hundreds of trades that has gone wrong. And then there's this one, minus 1.18. So I lost about $1, $1.20, about $1.18 actually on this one, because that was $98.73, and that was $100 when I started out. Okay, but since then I've gone for smaller trades, and I'm a lot more successful with it. All right, so let's scroll back up to the top, and as you can see, lots and lots of trading going on. There's a really good one there, 5.81%. Not sure how much I bought in at. I think it was around $15 mark, maybe $14, something like that. But as you can see, lots of successful trades happening all the time, and many of these, when you buy in, let's say you buy $10 worth of Bitcoin itself, it can dip down and to where it's only worth $9.50, and it's in the red. It's 5% down, and people panic and they just sell it at a loss. That's what you do not do with this. Let the robot take care of all of this. All right, trust it, and be patient. If everything goes into the red, it can take a week or more for everything to come back up into the green. But you will not profit if you keep selling things that have gone into the red. All right, so here's like a stats page. All right, so as you can see right now, because of all those things I've got in the red, I am $42.97 down if I was to sell everything now. Okay, I have made $43.50 and a little bit more from my initial amount. On the first day, which was the 22nd of September, did I say October earlier? I meant September. I made 1.83% profit on my first day, and you can see the little profits there, over 1% per day. I've got one just over 1% there, 1.42, and you can see each day I'm getting over 1%. And up to recently, they got a really good day. The other day, on the 9th of October, I made 1.88%. And you can see I'm consistently making more than 1% in profits. And that one day there is very slightly over 1%. All right, taking account all of the trading that I've done since the 22nd of September. What is it now? It is the 14th of October. 22nd of October will be 1 month. So I've only spent $5.59 in trading fees. That's for Binance fees, okay? All right, so the cost of the robot, $50. Cost of the signals, $10. I'm going to make another video to show you how to set everything up so that you can also make consistent little profits like this. Now, it's a conservative trading method, and being conservative means you're only buying small amounts of coins. You wouldn't put $1,000 into this and tell the robot to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin all in one go. Because if Bitcoin does go down, and it can, as you know, then you are left waiting, sometimes days, sometimes weeks, and maybe even months for it to come up to that point where you are again in profit. So never ever spend all of your capital on one coin at one time. Use small amounts like $10, $15, $20, all right, and set it to take a profit at about 1.2% and have a trailing stop loss of about 0.4%. Anyway, the settings for on this trading bot, I'm going to make a separate video completely because this video is getting a bit long now. So I'll make a separate video showing you the settings, and I'll also put a link to this robot below this video, and I would really appreciate it if you click that link if you're considering getting this robot and setting me up. Anybody who does that, I will give them access to the second video, which I'm not going to publish on YouTube. I will publish it as an unlisted video only for the people who click the link and get this robot through my link, which will make me about $4.90 per month, which is 10% commission at no extra cost to you. So I'd really appreciate it if you've got this robot through my link below this video. Okay, is that a fair deal? And I will send you, I will get that video to you once I see that you've got the robot set through my link. Okay, so I'll see you again in the next video. Let's make some profits.